Go Chiefs.
I had a
We
lot
as
of
athletes of the world have an obligation to shed light in the what we might call the shadows of the American dream and the shadows of humanity.
God bless you. I hope God protects you and everything that you're building and fighting for and fighting with. I hope you win the battles you don't speak about.
welcome first-time listeners and returners to the Sports Deli, where everyone deserves a seat at the table.
And the Sports Deli podcast is sponsored by my YouTube shop. Yes, there is a YouTube shop, and all you got to do is go to youtube.com/@MikeHootner, and you will see thousands of items in there to choose from. It's unbelievable, y'all.
What about fucking Colin? Why does he not have a fucking job? Because he's still being whiteballed. Why is Tom not speaking out about that? He should be his biggest fucking ally. And he hasn't said one fucking thing. A lot of people that have come on this show, I don't know why, they've gotten some good fucking jobs afterwards. Jim Rome in the jungle. It's right here in the Sports Deli, baby. We got some good ass karma right here. Let's fucking go.
I love it.
Man.
I love it.
We hope you enjoy today's show, everyone. All right, let's rock and roll.
Today's podcast is brought to you by my Amazon shop. Check it out at amazon.com/shop/the Sports Deli, and you can see all the products that I've done videos on, my idea list, and my shoppable photos.
Enjoy today's show. Do we have to refer to him as Mr. Duncan? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, please, I'm very formal, Secretary Duncan.
There you go. Exactly.
Just put a sir on the end of it. Secretary Duncan, sir.
Well,
Or
because,
yes, sir.
Jay Billis always said that he could never call Coach K Mike, even
Oh,
after
yeah.
all these years, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mike's a different level. I'm not, so it's all good.
All right, here we go. All right, let's rock and roll.
God bless you. I hope God protects you and everything that you're building and fighting for and fighting with. I hope you win the battles you don't speak about. And honestly, if you need anything, if you want to reach out to Hootner, to call me, to contact me, you just want to talk, man, or I'm right here for it, dude. This is what I do.
Kenny Loften.
What up, brother?
Oh my God! Hey, Kenny Loften.
What
I
up?
got to show you. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
That's got all the girls' names on there.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
We just got this yesterday. One of the dads from Mamba, he brought that. So I like your shirt.
Ooh,
But what he did after was so inspiring, way more inspiring to me than the 5 rings, and how he elevated girls and women and what he was doing for the W and all women's sports, not just women's basketball. And that resonated with me more than anything.
Yeah, no, yeah. He was a champion for his daughter, and he's a champion for women's sports. And yeah, it was fun to be a part of. To be honest with you.
Tamir Goodman. Tamir, welcome, man.
Thank you so much. Sending special blessings from Jerusalem.
Tamir,
Would just say a prayer right now for Christina and honoring the people in our lives, the mentors, the coaches, the teachers, the parents, the strangers that inspired us to know our lives were bigger, that we live a life of real meaning and gratitude.
again, you guys, we just want to show some love to Matt before I start the podcast. But I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes just to tap in and let him know, through everything, even though it's been almost 6 years, that, he's got a good support system. But if he needs anything, he can reach out to any of us to help him out.
One time I checked into a hotel, and the shower got steamy. I got out of the shower, and on the wall, I was talking to my son, Tom, on the phone. How's everything going? This and that. And in writing on the mirror, the hotel that I was in, it said, "I love you, Tommy. I love you, Tommy." And I went, oh, fuck.
Today, I'm honored to welcome Matt Mauser, musician, songwriter, podcast creator, and devoted single dad whose life story is as inspiring as it is heartfelt. Matt's late wife, Christina, was a beloved coach at the Mamba Sports Academy, and together they shared a love story that began in the most unexpected place, a lively night at the Tijuana Dogs concert, not during her first time going to listen to Matt, or the second time, but the third.
Yeah.
Matt navigates life raising 3 incredible kids and possibly 2 stepchildren, as we just heard. Honoring Christina's legacy, he's also using music, storytelling, and the Christina Mauser Foundation to uplift young women in sports and inspire resilience in the face of loss. Our conversation today touches on grief, parenting, mental health, and the healing power of creativity, all with moments of laughter and hope. grateful to have you here, and thanks for joining us here in the Sports Deli today.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so we delved into a lot of things so far. So if you haven't heard it so far in the podcast, it'll be at the end during the outtakes. But so you played sports growing up. You know, it's been a big part of your life. It still is with your kids, as we heard earlier. So tell us a little bit about why you were inspired to play sports when you were younger.
Well, I just, my next door neighbor was about 10 years older than me, and he was a great athlete. He used to bring me out there and beat me up, and I loved it. We played baseball, we played football, we played a lot of basketball. And my first love was baseball. I played baseball in high school. And then, about my sophomore, junior year, I realized I was a really good swimmer and a good water polo player. So I transitioned over to that. I'd been, by the beach my whole life and surfed, and I just had an affection for water. And that's what got me a scholarship to swim at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And I was an All-American swimmer and a lifeguard in Huntington Beach. And, when I looked at a career like as music after college, I nothing gave me the same level of like satisfaction as competing in the swim meet or a water polo game. So that's why I chose music. I loved getting up there. I loved entertaining. I loved singing, and I think sports was a huge part of my in the choice that I made as far as my career. I never wanted to do something kind of dull. I loved the competition. And I think that even having lost my wife, being in sports as a young kid was a huge help for me, the discipline, the being able to get in there and swim every day. And that was a big part of my healing. So sports overall for me was a big part of my life and my recovery after losing my wife.
Yeah, I don't think we've actually said. So for those of you that are joining us that have no idea what we're talking about, Christina was unfortunately one of the members that were coaching with Kobe at the Mamba Academy, and she was on the helicopter that I guess didn't make it over the mountain.
Yeah, it was foggy and
it's foggy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like yesterday. And I was coaching a player who's a friend of mine, and she's now coaching at Kansas State. And I had known her for quite some time. She had babysat for the kids, and she loved Kobe, but she was had a tempered personality. That was the first time I had ever seen her cry.
Yeah.
About anything. And then obviously all over social media, you see people reacting the way that they did because Kobe, was just someone for a big part of the world, generationally, he was Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's really saying Caitlin
Yeah.
yet, or Steph maybe, but no one said AI.
Yeah.
Like nobody said MJ.
Oh.
Nobody really says LeBron. I mean, they only said Kobe. I mean, and
Yeah.
so I think it sometimes, hit people and they didn't even realize they were going to react that way until something like that happens.
Yeah, he was well, it was weird. I knew him both ways. I knew him as a superstar, of course, and by the time I met him, he was a global superstar. We met in 2010. 2014, 2013, when his daughter first started kindergarten. And it took about 5-6 years for us to become, buddies. I wouldn't, and then in a working relationship. But I can tell you that the real Kobe, the non-superstar, was a really good guy, very creative, very intelligent, easy to talk to, curious, funny, and just determined and disciplined. He was childlike in a lot of ways when it came to like the projects we were doing. He would get fascinated about stuff. And we first met on a bus trip, like where we first started talking. I would see him at carpool and we'd say, hi, how you doing? He knew, hey, Mr. Mauser, this and that. And I was his daughter's teachers, both his daughter, they were in my class. And But one day we were doing a trip down to San Diego, and he asked if he could go, and that's where we became, more than just parent teacher. We became, I would consider us friends, and we had a great talk, and he knew about my music, and by the end of the trip on that day, I was going to be working for him. So that trip started a friendship that lasted. That was 2015. So that our friendship, and then later on, my wife working for him. I was originally, he and I were coaching together, and that turned into Christina when I said I couldn't do it anymore, just because my schedule was too big. So he asked if Christina would be interested in helping coach, but that was about a 5-year friendship. It was crazy. Here, all of a sudden, it's like, here's the superstar, the Kobe that you talk about, to getting a call at 2 a.m. Hey, Matt, what do you think about this? Or can you make an idea like this? Or a text like when I'm sitting in the dentist chair,
Right.
It's just like, and then he was always on. His brain was always going.
I have several of these, and I got to be honest. I wasn't a Kobe fan when he was a player, even though he's a winner, just because there would be times when I'd be like, why did he shoot that shot?
Yeah.
But what he did after was so inspiring, way more inspiring to me than the 5 rings, and how he elevated girls and women and what he was doing for the W and all women's sports, not just women's basketball. And that resonated with me more than anything. Yeah, it must have been a whirlwind, just that whole period of time from when you wrote something for him, and then, Christina's coaching, and man, just.
Yeah, it was, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It was a crazy ride, it's like, just,
Yeah.
who would have known?
Did Christina play sports growing up?
Christina was a phenomenal athlete. She was unbelievable. She was a soccer player, a volleyball player, and a basketball player. And when she was in high school, she had to focus between soccer and basketball. They're the same season.
Right.
And she was all CIF. She was the all CIF. In Southern California, we have all CIF. She was an MVP for the All-Star game. She was MVP. She was Hall of Fame athlete for our school 3 times, and then athlete of the year at our school. She went to Edison High School like I did, 10 years apart.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
But she was an absolute stud. Yeah. I didn't know how to take it at first because I wasn't used to dating girls that were really,
right,
good. We played one-on-one in my front yard and in my driveway, and I was like, whoa, this girl's really good. And then it was like, wow, bet you we'd have some pretty athletic kids.
For real. Wait, did she play in college?
She got full rides everywhere. She got Washington, Hawaii, Fullerton, Cal State Fullerton, and then she didn't play. She didn't want to play. She was like, yeah, I was burned out. I just wanted to take a break.
But was it because you were teaching and coaching that she found the love again? Like, did you spark that in her?
Yeah, I kind of I said, man, Christina, she was so good. And we played in a couple leagues, co-ed leagues. And it's like, Christina, you got to think about, because she was helping me with my band. She was a teacher. She was a PE teacher, but she never really found her passion. Like, she's like, you have such a passion for music. I'm not, and I haven't really felt that. So I encouraged her to start up with her basketball again. And man, once she got that, opportunity, she just lit on fire. She was so smart. And she was so happy. I was really proud of her.
Did she have aspirations to, coach at the collegiate level?
She could coach anywhere. Yeah, we talked about it. We were thinking of moving out of California. We wanted to go to Texas. We had a house in Texas. And we were thinking about maybe going, somewhere in Texas after she was done with Kobe. And they were going to coach at Sage Hill High School. That was the plan. Kobe and Gianna was going to go to, that was her 8th grade year. And we had just won. I was the coach. We had retired the year before, but they had just won junior high with Gigi, and the team was kicking butt. and they were going to take the whole team. The whole Mamba team was going to play at Sage Hill, which is a local private school.
Right.
That really didn't do much, but they ended up, a lot of the girls, after everybody passed away, went on there and they won a CIF championship. So I can only imagine what they would have been with Kobe, Gigi, Alyssa, and Peyton. It would have been unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. So this would have been their first year in college, no?
Yeah. In fact, we just had one of the girls on Mamba over here yesterday, 2 days ago on Sunday, or what was it, Monday, Labor Day. And she and my son played a little horse in the backyard. I posted it.
Yeah.
But she's playing at Northwestern. Zach Randolph's daughter, I can't remember, McKenna, or I forget her, but she's playing at Louisville. She's a great player. Amalia Holguin is being recruited by everybody. She was the youngest on the team. A couple other girls are, one girl's at Princeton, and then one girl is playing at a local JC. So, but I think Amalia will make a big. She'll have an impact in girls basketball. She's fantastic.
Did you guys have like a group chat where you just sort of stay in touch with each other? And
We stay in touch in online, social media. Not too much on a group thing. I get a call from every once in a while. It's hard, you know. It's really hard. It's like there's a part of you that wants to stay there, but then there's a part of you that just wants to move on. And you get, it's reminiscing and going back is so painful that it's, for me, I can do it sometimes. Like today was the first day of school for my daughter, right? My other two have been back for a couple of weeks and they're in high school now. But for my little one, she's in fourth grade,
right.
And sending her to school with, it's just, you can't help but think about her not having a mom and her mom not being able to be there for her first day. So today's a tough day, but you move through it. Time helps, and just staying busy. Like Bruce said, stay busy. It's such a, and the other guy, I forget his name.
Kenny.
What was his name?
Kenny Loften and Nick Lowery.
Nick said it, stay busy. And he's so right, man. You just got to stay busy.
Yeah, I mean, I had 6 dads. We sort of joke about it now. And 2 of my 6 dads committed suicide. So, and my daughter will be like, "What was 6 last name? And what did 3 do again?" And because I mean, it is what it is at this point. It's been for me. It's been a while. So, I kept one of their last names, and like they said, you just try and keep going and honor them as best you can, and live a fulfilling life. And share it with your kids and be a good example.
Your mom married 6 times?
Well, 4, and this is the interesting part. All 4 of the marriages, they're dead. And the 2 that were long-term boyfriends are still alive. So go figure that one out.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting you bring that up because, I'm dating a gal. She lost her husband. She's got 2 little boys, and we've been dating for about 2 years now. I waited about 3 years before I started dating again, And she's a wonderful gal, lost her husband. These 2 little boys lost their dad.
Oh.
And I've been kind of, surrogate dad. They're beautiful kids and good athletes and sweet, but they were young. They lost their dad before they were even 4 and 1, so I'm the only father figure they've ever known. And it's been great, but it's been a challenge in one sense, but it's also been very rewarding in seeing how they're coming along, and they're very polite, and it's like my kids are good kids, and I think having a dad in the house, whether it's your real dad or it's a male figure that just cares about you, I think that's such an important thing,
Yeah, having a present male figure is definitely we don't know until later, I guess, a lot of times.
Yeah. They're
Man, that's amazing. I had no idea. It was something I was going to delve into if you're comfortable with it. I thought about suicide when I was younger a lot. And I don't know if I was serious, but you think about it after your dad does, or 2 of them. And but sports and laughter saved me.
Yeah.
Like, I laugh even probably inappropriately half the time. Just, I don't know if I'm on the spectrum. I don't really give a shit. But, I just, it's just nonstop laughter. And the alternative sucks, first of all. And I'm just always busy, whether that's ADD or whatever it is. And, yeah, I don't know. But I know since I had my daughter, she started high school this year. I don't think about death like I'm necessarily afraid of it, because I just sort of think of it as if you go to sleep, then you just wouldn't wake up kind of thing. I'm probably in denial about it because
Yeah.
it's usually not that easy. But I think about it every day. Just
I think that's pretty normal for men. You know, we are we're warriors, and every day you get up and you battle, and that's, you're not going to win every battle, and we're not going to win this battle. I think, the denial of death for me is kind of helps. It's like, well, I'm busy
yeah,
today, and I got a lot to do. And be honest with you, like losing your partner and losing, the person you love more than anybody in the world, it kind of like lightened the load for me as far as being scared to die. The only reason I get, if it was just me, I wouldn't be afraid, but I get worried about my children. And but I have a pretty good feeling, and more so since she's been gone, that I'm going to see my wife again, and others. But I look, if there's even a chance, then I'll take it. I'll take that chance.
have you had signs? Like, I know with number 6, we number them 1 through 6 now. With number 6, I can't tell you how many. Like, it's not like 1 or 2 over a 25-year period. I mean, I'm talking. I mean, maybe 100, if not more. Like, just signs of all kinds of things.
I had a couple signs early on, and then I wasn't as aware as I kind of tune them out a little bit. Yeah, but I think I had one dream, and that dream was so powerful. She was sitting on my lap, and we were driving a car, and she would never sit on my lap in real life, like in the car, but she's sitting on my lap, and she just was kissing me, and she said, "I just want you to know how proud I am of you, and how much I love you, and how good a job you're doing." And that was it. That's all I needed. It's like she was there, and I could feel her presence. And there's sometimes I'll feel her presence. One time I checked into a hotel, and the shower got steamy. I got out of the shower, and on the wall, I was talking to my son, Tom, on the phone. How's everything going? This and that. And in writing on the mirror, the hotel that I was in, it said, "I love you, Tommy. I love you, Tommy." And I went, "Oh, fuck." So that was like, okay,
That's not like a feather.
no.
Wow.
It said in writing on the mirror, "I love you, Tommy." So
Amazing. Wow, that is.
that was the one sign. That was the only time. And then I kind of was like, "All right, you don't need to keep giving me signs. I believe."
Man.
And it's like I took my son asked me, and he's on fire for the Lord. He goes to Christian school. He's much more devoted to Christ than I am, and I'm so proud of him. But he asked me, he said, "Dad, is there a God?" And I said, "Well, here's what I do know. Nothing has ever come from nothing. Nothing comes from nothing. Something has to have created something." So just from if you're looking at like just the laws of physics, there has to be something that created this whole thing. And there's not just the chances that something just started like this, the chances are way higher than a deity or a creator creating it. So I'm on the side of the creator being the better odds.
I love that. Some sort of higher power for sure.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. It's too many signs, and we're so arrogant to think that it's just formulaic and we're using all of our brain or whatever. Like that's it can't. There's got to be more.
Yeah.
Did the whole family go? If I can ask you, like during the hardest part of what you were going through early on, or did someone come to the house that helped you guys navigate the the sadness, the grief, the anger, like all the stages that you guys went through? Did you?
Well, Christina has an amazing family. She's half Filipina, so the Filipinos all, you know, I say Filipinos. They're all born here, and they're just really good people. So they helped me out a lot. And then I had two wonderful nannies. Christina had nannies that are still here today. One of them's here today. They come 6 days a week. You know, uh, we've had. I've been lucky enough to be able to afford a nanny, and they've been my kids, female figures for the first 3 years. My girlfriend more recently has been real helpful, and but the nannies are still very much in our lives on a daily basis, cooking and taking and loving my daughter, and it's just so we've been really lucky with that sense. Uh, you know, I didn't have to work, which was a really good thing. I mean, my music is, I was able to quit my teaching job just to do music. We had a lot of success, thank God. And so I'm only gone on the weekends a lot of times. So I've been able to be very present in my kids' lives, take them to school, um, be there for all their sporting activities. As far as like a counselor, I saw
Yeah.
counseling for about 6 months. I hated it. It wasn't for,
Wow.
I didn't like it. I just, I needed to get out. I needed to
Move.
start working again, and
Yeah.
got back in the pool, and I swim every day. And I just started working and writing music and going out and performing. And that was my therapy. I mean, I'm not knocking therapy
For sure.
for people. I think it's very valuable. My dad's, my family, they're all, you need therapy. For me, I'm just speaking for me only. It just made me depressed.
Well, yeah, and everyone's anchor is different. Like you said, some it's music, and some it's sports, and some it's journaling, some it's yoga.
Yeah.
Shit, whatever helps you feel like you have clarity, and um, those, if you want to call them episodes, or are less intense and less frequent. And as you said, time obviously helps a little bit with that. But I had anxiety for years, and so instead of having a 10 out of 10, I would have a 7. And then instead of it being 30 minutes, it might be only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, so that's all you can hope for, because it's never going away.
No.
And
No.
so you just hope it's less intense and less in frequency and length of time, I guess. And sometimes it's good to cry. Like when I watched and the reason, for so people know, I've watched America's Got Talent. If you want to just tell people why you went on there, that was, several years ago. But I mean, I could watch those all day long. I'll just be honest with you. Like, I love to be a part of something bigger than myself. Even if I'm laying in my bed, I could watch those for hours. The best of, and all the stories. There was one woman who had cancer who has since passed away.
Yeah, she was on my season.
She was on your season, yeah. And
Yeah.
man, I think I watched that like 20 times, and I cried every time.
Yeah.
Your story and your I don't know if you call it audition. And I messaged you right after that,
Yeah.
and you were so gracious to respond. Yeah, I talked to Doug Gottlieb. Doug Gottlieb said you're just an amazing guy.
Oh, Doug's a great guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked him to come on. He's busy. I think he's got a show actually. He's preparing for a show. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, that's how I saw your audition and wanted to just have a conversation with you.
Well, I did that. They called me, if you recall, it was during COVID,
Right.
and they called me, and they were still shooting the show, And at first I was hesitant. And my manager who took over for me, for my wife managed everything. She was awesome. She was just a force. But my manager said, hey, do you want to be sad the rest of your life, or do you want to get going with your career? You want to keep working? What do you want to do? You want to sit around and cry? I go, no. He goes, then you should go on the show. Do it. I went, okay. So I called Christina's mom. I called her brother, and they're like, what are you, crazy? Do it. It's what you do. So do it. So I went on there, and I basically said, I'll do it, but this is, I want to show my children that you got to keep moving. And in spite of, and I look at the example that I've set for my kids, it's like, they don't quit. They're tough, man. My kids are both fighters. And my little one, we'll see. She's pretty mean, which I think you have to have a little bit of that.
Right.
You have to have that fight. My wife was tough. I'm gonna swear, but Christina was tough as shit. She was a fucking battler. And when
she wanted the kids to figure things out, she didn't want them to make excuses for about anything.
She had a saying every morning: "No pussies." That's my kind of wife, you know.
For real.
I loved her for that. She's like, get up, no pussies. We're not giving in. Let's go. And she was tough. But she could be with me. She, very soft and
of course
break down. But I allowed that. But it's like, to the rest of the world, she was tough. Funny, witty, and that's why I went on the show. I wanted the kids to know that their mom would want them to move on. My wife would have been like, what are you, crazy? Get your ass out there. Do it. Anytime an opportunity came, I was like, are you okay with this? I'm going to be out of the state. She's like, go, do it. You got to do it. And so like when she had her chance to coach, she was like, is it okay? I'm going to be gone on, from 5 to 9 at night coaching. I'd be like, Christina, this is your chance, man. Do it. So, you got to take opportunities when they come.
Amazing stuff. And so you're still performing. You were just in Canada.
Just in Canada. I had it was a great foundation. It was called the Simon Keith Foundation. This guy, he hired me and some American Idol talent to come up and sing. And he was the first professional heart transplant soccer player.
Dang.
Professional soccer player to survive with a heart transplant. And he's 60 years old now. And he's on a second heart transplant and he's doing great. But he was the first professional athlete that was a transplant recipient, which is like inspirational. And so there was a bunch of, the Brian Mulroney, who was the Prime Minister of Canada. He was, family was there. It was a beautiful event up in Victoria. I'd never been to Canada like that. It's just spectacular.
Amazing. What is it about Frank Sinatra, though? You love Frank Sinatra, man.
I love Sinatra. Yeah.
It's amazing. You sing all these years, one thing. Yeah, I mean, obviously other things, but, and people don't know Frank Sinatra. He at one point when he was in Vegas, stood up for Sammy Davis Jr. and said, you guys want to fuck around and find out. I'm not performing. I'm not playing unless Sammy Davis is allowed to play.
Yeah. Frank was a good guy. He was the original, like, he was the guy that just made everybody, he welcomed everybody. He's a very welcoming guy. My grandfather knew him. He got my grandfather his first job in the Screen Actors Guild. There's a video. If you look at One for My Baby, One for the Road, my grandfather's the bartender and and Frank Sinatra singing for him.
That's sick.
So that's how I got into it. But I have a rock and roll band, the Tijuana. We've been playing for 27 years. We're still working our butts off, and I would say the biggest band in Orange County.
That's crazy. Tijuana Dogs. So have you ever like covered for like anyone, like not Taylor Swift necessarily, but like, is there any talks that you might, open for someone like that?
Oh, we've opened for Leonard Skinner. We opened for Sunshine Band. Who was it? The Untouchables. God, there's a ton of them. Oh, we played with Pat Benatar.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've been on the bill with a lot of big names. The 38 Special, Cheap Trick. Yeah, they put us on all these. We did. Mark McGrath comes out and plays with us from Sugar Ray. He's a great.
Wow.
I played with a lot of. Yeah, it's put me in a lot of crazy places.
Man, that's wild. So where do you see yourself in 8 years once Ivy graduates high school?
It's a great question. I want to buy a warehouse and convert it into a sports complex. I would
Wow.
do that with and I look at all these places around Southern California that have basketball courts that can convert into a volleyball court. I want to be a part of youth sports like my wife was, and then I want to keep just doing. We do a lot of these symphonies. Like I'll come out, like I did Long Beach Symphony.
Wow.
And we played these big theaters where I do my Sinatra. I'd love to do that. Paul Anka, I just saw him in concert, went backstage and we met. Really, I mean, the guy's 82, 83 years old, still out there entertaining. So it's like, why not stay in shape and keep singing and keep having sports in your life? That would be the ultimate. Both my kids are playing. My daughter's playing water polo, and she's at Mater Dei, and she's elite player. And my son's playing basketball at Mater Dei, and he's a freshman, and he's playing varsity as a freshman. Thank you, Sherry. And the hardest part, especially for water polo, I was a water polo player, is watching refs in big games make bad call after bad.
Yeah.
And as a parent, just not reacting. And sometimes you just can't. It's so hard.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard not to react. You are so right.
It's so hard. I literally have to put myself in a place where I'm not going to be heard by other parents. Dads, we have like a corner with me and a couple dads where we can swear and we can yell. Moms, like, they try to calm you down, and it's like, you're not going to help. Just leave us alone. My son's, he wants to play basketball in college. He's pretty good. He's a left-hander. He's 15. He's 6'4". So we'll see how he does. My daughter's going to be off to Indiana. She got a scholarship to play polo in Indiana. So we'll be doing that for the next few years, and just we'll see how the little one. She doesn't like sports, but I'm going to force her.
Well, if Penny doesn't like Indiana, I have a very close friend who's in tight with the University of Michigan, and that's my.
Oh yeah.
So we can try and get some NIL stuff going, maybe.
They really wanted her at Michigan.
Oh dang.
In fact, she has some friends. Sophia Burnell, she's a great goalie. She's her goalie at Mater Dei. She went to Michigan. I think she's going to be a sophomore this year.
Wow.
I think she's a starting goalie for Michigan. So yeah, they really liked Penny. In fact, we spoke with Jim Abbott. Remember Jim Abbott?
Absolutely. I've been trying to get him on the show forever, man.
Oh, he's a great guy. Keep trying. And then
grad, yeah.
His daughter Maddie, she was in our class, and Christina and Maddie were very close.
Wow.
So Maddie told Penny that, hey, you're going to love Michigan. Maddie went to Michigan, played volleyball. But Jim's one of the most famous Michigan graduates of all time.
Totally.
Yeah. So yeah, but
yeah, I had Drew Henson on. Obviously Tom, and some others, but that's pretty cool. But as long as it wasn't the Ohio school, I'm fine with it.
I don't even think they have polo. I don't know if they have water polo.
Did you go on all the visits with her? Obviously, like, was it so much fun?
SC, and then she went to Bloomington, and my girlfriend went with her to Bloomington. I had to work, and she just fell in love with it. She loved the coach, and it was like, she goes, "That's where I want to go."
Right on.
So I said, okay. I mean, and we talked numbers, and the coach was like, Penny's like my number one recruit. So,
wow.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
If Tom needs any advice, I'm a pro trainer.
Oh, so yeah?
He could just watch me in a mirror because I'm right-handed.
You played basketball, right?
I played in college for 4 years, two at JUCO and then 2 at a small D3. I had a chance to be a preferred walk-on at Fairleigh Dickinson in New York and New Jersey, but I wanted to play right away. I only had 2 years left. And then I got a full scholarship to be a grad assistant, and then I've been coaching ever since. So when my daughter graduates high school, the goal is to coach D1 uh, as my sort of riding it off into the sunset kind of thing, my last 10, 15 years. So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, you know, I want him to play polo. I thought he could have gone anywhere. He's a good swimmer, a great swimmer. Left-handed in water polo is like a unicorn, you know, there are very few,
Right.
and everybody's right-handed. So he's passing, he's a facilitator, and he's got a cannon. He's like, his wingspan is forever.
Oh,
He would have just been, and he said, I don't want to play water polo. I want to play basketball. And he gets out there every day and battles, and he's, you know, a good shooter, and he's learning. McKnight, I don't know if you know Coach McKnight.
no.
For modern day, he's going to be the winningest coach in high school basketball here in the next year or two.
I was on the men's side for 15 years, and then I've been on the women's side for 19.
Oh, okay.
So I switched over, so I don't follow the boys and the men's side quite as
Yeah. So he said, you know, Tom's going to be a special player. So I see. I just say, hey, you know, the hype is great, but the reality is you got to work harder than everybody.
Well, if he wants to do a Zoom with me, I'll do it for free. I'll just take a look at what I see, in terms of individual getting downhill, the shot. Uh, I've been very successful in helping watch film with people and helping pros and, D1 athletes. I've worked with several D1 athletes, and um, it's really about stress management. It's not just about the basketball. I'm a life coach, and as an empath, trying to incorporate more of that harmonious, holistic approach. What your visualization's like. Not just the physical part, because it's not enough.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's really, my son's very intense, and he's very deep. You know, he's an old soul, and he's always been, you know, just so wise when it comes to like his peers. He's like his peers in the eighth grade. He got the Jake Olson Award at his high school. Jake Olson was the blind long snapper that went to SC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that also went to his school. And that's where the kid that shows the most character. And I was like, man, I don't know where he gets it. It's not from me.
Maybe it was from mom yelling at
Yeah,
every morning.
his mom was just such a sweet, kind, wonderful person. And Tom's a lot like his mom. But he's an old soul. And you know, he realizes that it's the journey as well as the destination. And he's embracing it. And he's found a good group of mentors, not just his dad. You know,
Right.
sometimes I say, look, you need to find somebody else to help you. So I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, well, and I love working with people that want to seek a greater understanding and a depth that's not just, the normal peripheral, run of the mill kind of things, because then it's sort of magical, to be honest with
We had a concert about 2 months ago. I remember Steve Berline,
you. Oh,
quarterback.
hell yeah.
So Steve Berline's his brother's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I introduced Tom to Steve Berline, and Tom just started picking his brain. And Steve was so like impressed with Tom. He's like, man, what a great kid. And I'm here for you anytime you need me. And Tom had no clue. Just
Right.
like the greatest high school athlete out of Southern California for a long time. Maybe not now, but
Right.
he's one of the top 5 athletes ever to come out of. He went to Servite High School, you know, played for the Raiders, played for the Cowboys. He's in that documentary that they just put out.
Right.
And Tom was just talking to him like, you know, just picking his brain. Tell me more about, you know, the mental game and all this stuff. And Steve's like, man, he's a great kid. So
Yeah,
he's a deep thinker. I'm really proud of him. Really.
that's cool. Yeah, there's nothing to me that's more attractive in any kind of attraction than someone who's intelligent and people that learn from people that are smarter than themselves.
You know who was like that, Mike? That was Kobe.
Yeah.
That was Kobe. And, you know, Kobe, just to get back to, you know, a lot of people want to know what he was like. But I say I think the thing that made him great, and I tell this to my son, is he was always curious. He had a quest for knowledge, always wanted to know more, whether it was about basketball. He mastered basketball, right? He mastered everything that he could. He couldn't stop his body from aging. Nobody can. And he adjusted his game. You know, he became a turnaround jump shot guy. But as he was moving through life, and he was only 40 years old, you know, for gosh sake, when he died, he was in the process of reinventing himself. He won an Academy Award.
Right.
You know, so, and I was just like honored to be a part of, you know, here he is, a legend. He's a living legend in one thing, and he's creating another space for himself. And I think that's such a good lesson for everybody, all the people you just had on this podcast that I just met.
Man, that is so well said. And Tamir has a couple of quick stories about Kobe, if we can have him jump in here real quick. Tamir, go ahead.
Kobe story is there was a kid from Baltimore, I'm originally from Maryland, that had a brain tumor. We had the same agent back in the day, and Kobe got right away on a video and sent the kid an unbelievable message, heartfelt message.
Yeah.
Kid signed with the Lakers for one day. They do that for kids with cancer. He was one of those kids.
Okay.
That was that story. And then just one story that I think a lot about is my father. I was teaching a basketball camp up in the mountains, in New York mountains. And one morning I woke up, I told my wife, I'm like, I just have a feeling we have to take a long drive today. I'm going to go put the car seats in better, because the car seats weren't in so good for the kids, because we were just at basketball camp, and like the drop off was like almost on a baseball field. It wasn't like we weren't ever going on the main road, so the car seats weren't in so tight. And I woke up that morning and I told my wife, I got to go put the car seats in better. Literally went out there, put the car seats in. And then I coached all morning, came back for lunch break, and my phone rang, and it was my mom, and she's like, sit down. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, your father just passed away. And my father was totally healthy. His heart just stopped at work one day and just passed away. But the reason I shared a story is because there's more worlds out there than we know about. Like our brain and our mind can't, it's hard for us to process past, present, or future, or deeper worlds, or what else is going on. We just kind of know this one world that we're in. But there's all these spiritual worlds, and the families are connected to that. And I think like God was giving me like almost like a warning sign that like your father's going to pass away today, even though he's totally healthy. But I'm kind of giving you a signal from almost one of these deeper worlds type of thing. And my mom called up and she's like, your father passed away. We got to take a 5-hour drive to Baltimore for the funeral. And I go to my wife and I'm like, do you remember I told you we were going to have to take a long drive today? And she said, why? What happened? I said, my father passed away. We got to drive 5 hours. The car seats are in tighter, just like I did this morning. And I always remind myself of that story, because there's more than our eye. Just because our eye can't see something, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like even, so.
You tell it, that story reminds me of, my wife, she would have the same dream every night. And she had a dream that I hate to even say it, I can't even say it, but that somebody she would catch on fire.
Wow.
And that's how, and then
she would tell it to you
every night.
Wow.
She just had the same dream. And I'd always say, oh, it's okay. It's just, it's okay. It's just a dream. And then, and it happened. So,
yeah, but the same as that, as in the negative side of it, the positive side is then she's still seeing what's going on now and still involved. Like if we know these deeper places exist for the negative, they definitely exist for the positive, is what I'm saying.
It's kind of like when it says, my kids say, are there ghosts? I never say anything. I say, hopefully.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Good ghosts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I say, hey man, if there's scary ghosts, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I appreciate you sharing a story. I'm sorry about your dad. That's like I said with Bruce, losing your dad is just brutal. I love my dad. He's everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tamir, I appreciate you, bro. I know it's late, getting late there. Yeah.
Yeah, I love you guys. But seriously, if you ever want to come to Jerusalem,
I'd love
we We have our camp every summer in July. We have a lot of NBA guys come over every year, NBA legends. So and then we also bring a lot of college teams over. We've had Arizona Wildcats, Kansas State, Auburn. Like whenever there's stuff going on, you're always welcome, and we'd love to have you with us.
Thank you, Zimmer. I appreciate it.
All right. God
All
bless
right,
you
brother.
guys. Great to
Talk
see
soon,
you.
man. Appreciate you. Keep
Love
up
and
the great
blessings.
work.
Only
Yeah,
good news.
that's
Appreciate you
right.
guys.
That's it. All right,
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to Tamir. But go ahead, Matt. Continue.
It's like we use sports as our original entry into life. That's like kicking down the door to figure out how we're going to maneuver through life. And then all of a sudden that opens up all these other doors and all these other avenues to become the person we're meant to be. And I look at my wife's death, as not just the end, but also, and I don't want it to sound macabre, but I had to look at it. I didn't give me a choice. I didn't have a choice whether my wife passed, but I did have a choice on how I chose to live the second part of my life. I was 49 years old when my wife died. And the last 5 years have been hell, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change anything in the sense, if I could bring my wife back, I would change that. But I wouldn't change the way I did it. I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned from those mistakes. And I really feel at this point in my life, it's not the happiest point in my life, but it's definitely the most satisfying point in my life. And
Do you still talk to Vanessa? I wondered if she reaches out to you if she's having a hard day or something like that.
I would hope she would. I mean, I would love to talk to her, but we just haven't spoken.
Yeah.
It's the legal stuff is intense, and you're fighting for that stuff. But now that it's over, if I have nothing but I mean, I lost a wife, and I've had to raise 3 kids on my own. She's raising her 3 kids on her own. I cannot imagine having lost a child as well. And my heart breaks. I don't even know where to begin with that. That's too painful for me. I would imagine that when you talk to people that have been a part of something so tragic, it just brings up a lot of pain. And I wouldn't want to, if she'd like to talk, I'd love to talk to her. I'd be nothing but supportive, but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
For whatever reasons.
Yeah. Can I ask you a couple of rapid fire fun?
Shoot.
Okay. I was trying to let that breathe for a second. Do you have a favorite fashion trend of all time?
For myself or for like
Well, you and Christina and your kids. Let's do that, because then that would be like. Or did she have like a favorite outfit or like a way she liked to dress?
Christina was she was the kind of gal that she didn't need to put on makeup to look beautiful, but when she did, like when she'd wear high heels, she was 5'9", 5'10", super. She was half Asian,
right,
half Filipino, so she just had the most beautiful skin you'd ever seen. And being like a white guy, that's I love her. I loved her skin, and when she would dress up and do her hair, she was just stunning. So I loved her in black, like a black dress. My daughters, she likes country. So she just went to Texas and dressed up like a cowgirl. My son, the hair, I don't know what's going on with the kids. The alpaca haircut, I'm trying to cut it. It just looks so stupid.
Oh my God.
I go, dude, what are you gonna do with that? And he looked at me. He had the greatest comeback of all time. He goes, Dad, I'm 15 years old. I went, yeah, okay, that's a good comeback.
So wait, is there like a Gen Z like favorite moment or like flex or
Oh yeah. Well,
like...
I try to, like the other day I was telling him I was saying, hey, my girlfriend Bernadette. I said, hey, all your friends must think Bernadette's a baddie. And they just laughed and you're such a dork. I pick up a couple. My band, we're playing for my kids' high school big extravaganza on Saturday, and I'll get the kids up to sing. They're like, I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing.
Not anymore, right?
Well, they sound great. Penny comes up and does like Rock and Roll Zeppelin and Party in the USA, and Tom will come up and do like some Rage Against the Machine, and
Oh my God,
he'll kill it. But he's like, I don't want to do that in front of my friends. I go, all right. So,
you have a favorite city you performed in?
oh, let's see. We performed at the top of the World Trade Center in New York. That was amazing.
Wow.
We did Sinatra at the top for Bank of America. I'll probably piss a lot of people off, but I've done Mar-a-Lago a few times. That was fun. That West Palm Beach was beautiful. Texas is great. I love Cabo. We just did a show in Cabo.
Wow.
For a wedding that was with Mark McGrath.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And he came in and sat in with us. But I love traveling, getting out of town and singing. It's wonderful.
You think kids should have a age limit for social media?
Yes. I don't let my little ones on there at all. I don't let my daughter has friends only now. She's 17 and I monitor that thing. My son's 15 and it just started friends only. And I know everything they're doing. I follow them up my find. So I know everywhere they are, and
yeah,
kind of a helicopter dad, in a sense. But I think you got to be at this time,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, last question. If you could have, well, two more questions. If you could have anyone else on the show that not to take all the smokes, what they like to say at the end, any other guests that you think would be a good fit for the show, who you think would be a good fit that maybe
For your show?
Yeah.
Jim Abbott would be a great fit. He's a great guy. Sean Green's a great guy.
I'd love to have those guys on, man.
The people that I've known, that guy Simon Keith, he's an amazing story, and he's a wonderful guy. He's a professional heart transplant guy.
Yeah,
he's a wonderful story and fantastic. David Foster is one of my guys that I go out on the road with and sing with. He's a famous producer. I know him. I still get nervous. The only person I've ever was nervous around in the beginning.
Wow.
Kobe. It's
right.
wild to not be nervous around him. I still am nervous around David Foster. I just did a show 2 weeks ago with Michael McDonald from the Doobies. He was on the bill, and we sat backstage. Easiest guy to talk to, great guy. I wasn't nervous at all with him. But David Foster, I still get nervous every time.
Wow.
He can make or break your career. He's just a wonderful guy.
That's amazing. And then if you could have dinner with 3 people, past or present, either not here or here, that you never met before, who would you like to have dinner with?
Frank Sinatra.
Of course.
I would. Jackie Robinson. And JFK.
Wow. Who would be 4th?
My wife. I would love to have one more dinner with my wife.
Oh, man, on that note. Well, anything else you want to share with people? I appreciate your time. That was a lot of time, and man, yeah, I admire you tremendously for so many reasons. Like I said, losing a dad, but is a lot different than losing a partner. It's just I can't. I mean, the only thing that came close was the first person that ever said that they could see themselves marrying me.
Yeah.
She died in a car accident 2 weeks later.
Oh.
But it wasn't, and we had dated at one point, but I can't imagine. And it's so admirable what you've been able to do and show the kids, more importantly than anything. So continued success. And
well, I heard an old saying. I'll leave you with this.
Yeah.
It's not comparing. It's sharing.
Yeah.
So everybody has their story, and the best thing to do is just listen and learn from them.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. Tap in seriously anytime. I know you got a million things.
You got it, right.
Good support system, and I'll let you know once it's up, and if you want to do it, I don't make any money on my show.
Make all the money you can.
Well, yeah, I do it to serve and just be a bridge, and I hope it helps a few people for whatever they're going through.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show. God bless you, Mike.
All right, you too, bro. I'll catch up with you soon. All right, much love. All right, thanks, man.
You got it.
Man, that was some good stuff there. Shout out to Nick Lowery, Kenny Loften, Bruce Maxwell, and Tamir Goodman for coming in the show and showing some love to Matt. And it's going to be 6 years in January, the 26th. And the kids are doing well, and Matt's doing well. But like he said, he's not at the happiest place he's ever been, but he's in a pretty good place. So again, thanks for joining us today. And again, you can always dial 988 if you're having a hard day. Don't forget that. You can always tap in here. I've had people tap in, send me messages, and just say, I need help, or thanks for the episode. It really helped me. And any feedback that you have, never hesitate to reach out to us. And we'll see you next time. All right. Thanks, everybody. Much love. And remember, you got this. And the world's a better place with you in it, even if it doesn't feel like it some days. All right. Peace. Much love. Well, here are today's outtakes, ladies and gentlemen. We really hope you enjoyed today's episode with Matt Mauser. And we can't thank Kenny, Bruce, Tamir, and Nick again for joining us today and showing love and support for Matt. But yeah, we really hope you enjoyed these additional conversations we had with Kenny, Bruce, Tamir, and Nick. Brother.
There it is.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How's it sound?
Sounds good.
I got this old school mic, this snowball. You should know all about microphones, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a cool mic. I like that. What kind is that?
It's called a snowball, man. I was just like, I had it for 10 years, and I'm just like, let me try this out. And then I listened back on it. I was like, man, this thing sounds pretty cool. Wait, hold on 1 second here. Let me see if
Yo.
Kenny Loften.
What up, brother?
Oh, my God. Hey, Kenny Loften.
What up?
Good to meet you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, Mike always found a way to get a hold of me. I don't know how he does it, but.
Well, Matt, we're just bringing in a couple different people. Hopefully they'll pop in just to surprise you a little bit, show you some love, and let you know that, we're all busy, but we're not too busy.
Appreciate it. I like your shirt. I got to show you. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
That's got all the girls' names on there. And
oh, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
We just got this yesterday. One of the dads from Mamba, he brought that. So I like your shirt.
Ooh.
Who'd have known?
Well, that's real. But, Kenny, as you know, you work hard, you get a little lucky. You just be authentically yourself, and everything else sort of falls into place.
Kenny, you look great. Still
trying to. I am getting a little older, but I am, feeling like I can
still hit a triple, still run those bases.
Well, I don't know about that. I have a right leg that tells me no, and the left leg says yes. Let's go. So there you go.
Are you still are you in Atlanta?
No, I'm in LA right now.
Okay. You played for the Braves. Who else did you play for? I know you played for the Braves.
Well, you got enough fingers? Well, I don't know if you have enough fingers, actually. You don't, actually.
Go ahead.
No, I have 11 teams.
Who was your favorite?
Probably Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland was my favorite. The most love I have for a team was the Cubs. I grew up a Cubs fan. I grew up in the Chicago area, and when I come home from school, the Cubs were on TV, and that was the love I grew up with.
What year did the Cubs win it? Was that 2000? They won
16. Because it was with Cleveland, so it was a win-win for me. If the Cleveland won, it was a win. If the Cubs win, it was a win.
Sorry.
It's all right.
The Cubs were the only team, because they were my National League team growing up, that had the baseball team photo with the that big C. And everyone else on the baseball cards, the Topps baseball cards, had a different kind of logo. And that's what always stood out to me, is that Cubs logo when we were kids.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to the Curse of the Billy Goat just the other day. They were talking about that. And how long it was, 108 years the Cubs went without a championship. So
Yeah.
when that happened, I mean, I think everybody was pulling for the Cubs at that time,
Oh, totally.
2016. But no, it's nice to meet you, Kenny. You were fast as hell.
Right?
Oh hell, it was fun to watch you play, man. Yeah, what a just exciting, super. I forget were you an outfielder?
Center field.
Center field. I played center field in high school as well.
So yeah, I love that position because I was in control. When you're in control of the outfield, I always wanted to be in control. And when I played with two guys on my right and the left, Albert and Manny,
Oh wow,
I had to do a lot of work.
wow, wow.
I love power hitting, but man, I miss the old days, man. I don't care what anybody says, an inside the park home run or a triple, there is nothing more exciting to me other than a no-no or something like that. But man, triples and stealing bases, like, man.
Well, when I was a kid, when I grew up here in Southern California, I was an Angels fan, and once I got a chance to go I watched Ricky Henderson with the A's play the Angels at Anaheim Stadium, and it was like he stole two bases. He stole first, he stole second, then he stole third right after that, and you couldn't stop him.
The game has changed a lot in that they don't put the emphasis on the stolen bases, and this is the reason why they made the bases bigger. And then they made the pitchers only throw over twice because they know how important, the stealing bases are, but they don't want the analytics to feel like it took over. So they slowly found a way to try to get the stolen bases back incorporated into the game.
Good. Yeah, because that's the most, when I was a kid, that was the most exciting part about watching. I was slow as hell. I was such a slow runner. I switched to a swimmer.
Well, you wasn't a 4-2 guy, I guess.
No. In the water.
But can we get the strike zone right? Like, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but there's a particular someone who got 14 calls wrong the other day. And I'm like, man, I'm all for equality, et cetera, et cetera.
One that we'd ever had playing. The first pitch was like inside by like 4 or 5 inches.
But the thing about it, people got to understand is that players' livelihood depends on the umpires. You can make a lot of money or little money depending on what the umpires do for or against you.
Exactly.
It's sad that they can control how much money a player makes. It's the umpires.
Let me ask you a question, Kenny. Would you be all for them doing it digitally, where like automatic with that strike zone?
Well, I would like for them, if they can do it to where you can't really tell. You want the umpires back behind it because it makes the game seem exciting, but you want somehow the umpires to get it right. It's almost like a buzzer that buzzes them on their hip to say if it's a strike or a ball, so they can make them look a little bit better than what they are right now. That would be great for the game because they can always get it right.
But look at tennis. Tennis does it instantly, and the crowd is like the anticipation, and then they either cheer or they collective, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it would be such a great aspect.
You could have a certain amount of like in recalls or like replays, like you.
When they're talking about the hitters can tap the helmet.
Yeah.
If you want to challenge the call.
Like in basketball.
But it's kind of instant. You don't want to take the time for them to go back and review, have the review situation already ready. And all you got to do is right away to say, okay, ball or strike.
Right.
They can have them to redo it. He can step out of the box, say this is what it was. And by the time he steps back in, it's already being made a ball or strike.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Real quick.
And look how far it's taken with football. I mean, football, the replay has changed everything.
Yeah, no, like I said, it can change guys' livelihood, or they can be, 300 hitter or not, or you have a pitcher who can have all these strikeouts or not, depending on the umpires.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and the very first call was like, oh
my God, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She sold it though.
Yeah.
She sold it. I remember the guy. I think he passed away. The one that would go down in a lunge.
I don't know who that was. I don't want to see him, but whoever he was. Yeah.
Oh, I'd imagine you have a lot of umpires that when you step up, you don't like them to begin with, and that's in your head. I would imagine that would be a lot part of the game.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that you got as a player, you don't want to seem like you're debating everything. But again, I grew up, my job was as a leadoff hitter, knowing the strike zone. So umpires start doing this. It made me look like either I was crying about the pitch, but I'm like, dude, I know the strike zone. So, yeah. But if just because I know it, and the umpire he's like the authority on the field, and you can't do nothing about it. That's the sad part about it is, it's a ball, but he calls it a strike, and you can't do zero about it. But take it and keep it moving. Right. Yeah, it's sad you can't do nothing about it, and hopefully they can figure this out because it's getting so obvious of how many calls they missed during the game, and people got to understand there's a difference between 1-2 or 2-1 at the plate. Right. There's a big difference, and they can dictate you striking out or getting on base with a hit or something. They dictate that, and nothing you can do about it. That's the sad part.
Well, the frustrating part with baseball, water polo is a different situation, but with baseball is they can do something about it. They have the capability, so they probably should at some point.
I mean, with technology, games are changing now. Everything is changing with technology, so you need to find a way to, because again, you want to make baseball like it used to be, but okay, if you're not making it like it used to be, you got to adapt to the situation, and if that's part of it, you put it part of it.
Yeah, I like the pitching clock. I don't know how you feel about it, but I kind of like the fact that it speeds the game up a little bit.
Yes, I like it. I like the clock because, again, it speeds it up because sometimes the pitchers don't need to take all that dang time walking over the mound and rubbing the ball and thinking, man, throw the damn pitch. Dang.
Bruce Maxwell, how do you feel about this situation? Welcome in, bro. Another former major leaguer. Just wanted to have him come in and say hello and show some love, Matt.
Yeah.
What's going on, gentlemen? But what are you guys talking about? Pitch clock?
Everything.
Pitch
clock, umpires, pitch clock. Umpires can make your career or not.
Yeah, it's the pitch clock, umpires, the way they're teaching catching, the fact that they're actually entertaining the double base at first, like in the MLB. I personally think the best thing that they've thrown out there or trying to implement is the batter pitcher challenge. I think that's not going to halt the game. But in crucial situations, as we all see, crucial situations, and then the for lack of a better word, the shittiness of our umpires behind home plate, that right there can make or break games.
No,
it can make or break games.
I'm not getting fined. I just want to state that for the record.
One time I think I was watching Screwball pitch, and the catcher set up outside, and he happened to throw the ball right down the middle, and the umpire called it a ball.
He didn't even flinch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait a minute. Just because he was setting up outside, that don't mean just because he didn't hit the catcher's glove, it's about going over the plate. And I was just confused because Screwball was like, that's the problem.
The crazy part about that. So I got drafted in 2012. And so I came through the A system, and they were teaching us, and umpires were telling us during spring, like wherever you're set up, if they're missing a foot and a half, especially with the fastball, we're going to make them earn that strike. They're got to throw it in your general area, right? We were like, okay, like we can get that. Like we're talking about potential major leaguers, whatever. We got that. But now it's like with all the snatch and grab going
Mm-hmm.
on, it's like they don't even know where the damn zone is anymore.
Yeah.
Like we got guys, we got think about it. Last year in the playoffs with the Braves and the Dodgers with what's that dude's name? Acuna got up and hit the grand slam. That 3-0 pitch was at his neck. And he stepped out of the batter's box and it was like automatic. We're talking four balls. We're talking about 4 balls above the top of the zone.
Right.
Like not 4 balls above middle, like atop the zone. And then obviously next pitch he hits a grand slam. But it's like in situations like that, it's like that challenge is gonna be a good thing because you have major league pitchers and major league hitters who understand the zone better than umpires. And so in those crucial situations, when Schwarber got tossed out last year, they were down by 1 in like the 8th inning or something by a pitch that was a damn near a foot outside. He lost his shit. He lost it. And rightfully so though. Like tough lefty, left on left matchup. We're in the playoffs. Like those type of situations are what's crippling like hitters because hitting is already hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like hitting's already hard. And so
I'm almost like the screwball pitch where the guy was setting up outside. I'll tell you one pitcher that took advantage of that to a T in the National League. The Braves was Tom Glavine.
Glavine, yeah.
So basically, all he did was set up wherever the catcher set up, and if the catcher set up
middle.
If the catcher set up 6 inches off the plate, he threw it exactly 6 inches off the plate, and the umpire called a strike. So, and he did it same thing inside, but he was one of the smartest pitchers in baseball because he hit the glove because that's what the umpire called.
Well, and to that T, like even with Maddox and those guys, like they would do it on purpose to set up their next pitches, but that's when the principle of being a major leaguer and being a professional was pitching, not throwing.
Exactly.
Nowadays, and I hate saying it like this, as a catcher, I hate saying I caught for 13 years. I hate saying it, but as the velos have increased, the umpires haven't changed. And so, honestly, I think a lot of umpires at times, they lose sight of the damn ball.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think that because when you have a guy on the mound throwing 95, 98, whatever it may be, and he's kind of all over the box, like he's all over the box, it's going to be very hard to be consistent. And then on top of that, you add in the grab nonsense from our catchers.
Yeah. I mean, I think the umpires I don't think they look at the ball crossing the plate. I think the umpires look at the catcher's glove after the ball hits the glove, and then he looks down. He said, "Oh, that's a strike because look where the glove is."
Crazy. All right. Well, I want to welcome in Nick.
Honestly, incredible to watch it. Like, I can't even watch baseball games.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nick Lowery, former Kansas City Chief, and recovering right now from surgery, but he's only got a couple minutes.
Recovering. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm good. Thank you.
So Nick, again, you guys, we just want to show some love to Matt before I start the podcast. But I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes just to tap in and let him know, through everything, even though it's been almost 6 years, that he's got a good support system. But if he needs anything, he can reach out to any of us. Help him.
Absolutely, man. I hopped on here for a minute while I'm at work.
And just so you know, real quick, Bruce shared it in the podcast. Bruce almost wasn't here. He thought about it several times and shared it with us, and his own family and friends didn't even check on him back in the day. And that's when I made a commitment to every guest that I've ever had on to always check with them after they've been on the show. And I've done that with Bruce since he's been on the show several years ago. So Nick, thanks for popping in. Anything you want to share with Matt? Glad you're doing well.
God bless you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nick.
Not much we can say, but my brother died 4 years ago, and all I hold on to is that he knew he was loved.
Yeah.
And he had a combination of adult onset Alzheimer's with prostate cancer, and it was during the middle of COVID. So, and then I think about 2 weeks ago, I wake up from what was supposed to be a reasonably routine heart surgery, and I wake up. I was told I would have died if they hadn't used epinephrine because I had an anaphylactic reaction to what's called rocuronium, which is a paralytic. So 2 days later, I'm at the Chiefs game against the Cardinals right here in Arizona. I'm like, man, life is short. It can be taken from any of us, and you've had the worst possible thing happen. And just know, man, we all relate as best we can. And I get back to that thing. Your kids know that you love them and that you're there for them 100%. And you can honor. That's all we can do. I can honor my brother, our parents, your wife, Christina, just by letting her live through you, by as best you can, bringing that beautiful love to your kids, and they will feel it, man. They will feel it. They will know what your life's about.
Yeah.
And it's so far beyond words. See how it's just an emotional thing, man. We all deal with loss, and you've had the worst kind of tragedy. So we all feel it, man. Bruce, Kenny, Mike, so God bless you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, I think, to iterate what you just said, I've been telling people just for a long time, and I'm trying to reiterate it over and over and over. We need to give each other flowers while we are alive, man. Let's give each other flowers, praise one another, tell one another we love them, because again, we can be here one day and gone the next.
Yeah.
People their flowers right now.
I love it.
Let's do that.
And
isn't it a blessing to honor the people we've loved in our lives? I mean, isn't that a hell of a lot more meaningful life to live?
Yeah.
Right? Than just I got to make my paycheck and I got to get my pension and I got to get my trophy from the Chamber of Commerce, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It is loving the people who are around us, and it's hard today, man. I bet you, Matt, it's harder than ever because we've got we got to pay bills. We've got all these distractions, and we also have the divisiveness in media where somehow one person's the devil, one person's the angel. I don't care which one on which side. There's an 80% of love and common sense and humanity that's still there in this country, and let's just not let go of that. And Kenny, God bless you for saying that. Bruce, I don't know you, but sounds like you're right on the same frequency. So maybe Matt, we can go to a Chiefs game and we can beat the Chargers. Are you in LA still?
Yeah, we're down here.
Watch the Chiefs beat the Chargers again.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm actually about to move. You're in Arizona, Doc?
I'm in Arizona. Yep, in Scottsdale. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to move there with my lady next month.
Oh, where are you gonna go?
Great question. She makes the decisions. I pay for it. Like,
all right. Well, if you want a nice community area,
I know the area. I lived there for 7 years at the beginning of my career with the A's. So, I'm just moving back because we live in Burbank out in LA. We live in Burbank, and she wants to sell the house and move to Arizona. So that's what we're doing.
Nick,
you were with the A's?
I was with the A's, Mets, and the Giants.
Dave Stewart lives here, and he's a dear friend, man.
Yep.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got to go.
Okay,
actually,
thanks, Nick.
Appreciate it.
Say hi to Tamir. Tamir popped on for a couple of minutes.
Tamir, I love you, Tamir. I'm passing the baton to Tamir. God bless you, buddy.
And I have to get ready to go too. So.
All right, later, Kenny. I appreciate you.
All right, good time. All right, man. Good talking to you guys.
God bless you.
Hey, I'll just give you a little bit before I get back to work.
Yeah, go ahead,
I lost my dad about almost 2 years ago, and the day I lost him was that morning I was calling him to tell him that I was being put into the Major League Hall-of-Fame for social justice. And so my dad was my best friend. That's my guy. Like, I played baseball because of him. And so I understand it doesn't take place to being your partner in life. But I will tell you that they would want us to keep fighting because the life we have, especially for men, is about embracing the war and building and creating and protecting your peace. but we have to go through the war first.
Yeah.
And so my dad always used to tell me that, ex-military man. He used to tell me that, and every day that I still struggle. I'm 7 years in on still on suicide prevention, and I speak up about it. I mentor young kids or young adults, and it's still hard, bro. It's
I,
still hard, and there's not a day it goes by. I have his dog tags on my arm. I wear his dog tags every day. And so just understand that no matter how much pain you feel and how much um, sadness you feel, they're watching you and wanting you to keep going.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Bruce.
So, but it's all love, man. I know we're strangers, but we all decided to come in to show you some love, give you your flowers, man. Because the fact that you're still here is something to be celebrated. Because that's a very tough, very 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 tough thing to do. And so, as somebody who's been in that dark space with nobody, now I'm here to spread the love and give the flowers to the men that are also struggling with the similar things, because I wish I had somebody back in that time. So it's all love to you, man. Keep moving, even if progress is progress, no matter if it's a small step or if it's a giant leap. Moving is the key to
Yeah,
progress. You can't stay still. So
appreciate
I
that.
know we don't know each other, man, but God bless you. I hope God protects you and everything that you're building and fighting for and fighting with. I hope you win the battles you don't speak about, because I can understand that. And honestly, if you need anything, if you want to reach out to Hootner, to call me, to contact me, you just want to talk, man, or I'm right here for it, dude. This is what I do.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bruce.
Of
Congratulations.
course.
Thanks on saying that, number one, and on overcoming what you've come through. God bless you on that. And I'm sorry about your dad. I know my relationship with my dad is my best friend too, and
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
And every day to honor him, man. I keep moving forward as a solid citizen and a good man, not a nice man. And that's what my
Yeah.
dad taught me. So it's been a pleasure, man, and I'll keep in touch with you. And Hoop, appreciate you hitting me
Hey,
up,
man.
dog. And you guys have a great afternoon. All right.
I appreciate
Thanks.
you. Much love, bro.
All right, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes I just like it's just appropriate, and if you don't know Tamir was the Jewish Jordan. He was in Sports Illustrated back in the day, and he's doing amazing things in Israel and here in the United States on so many different levels, from parenting to his business endeavors to coaching basketball. And he just finished a speaking engagement. He's popping in for a couple minutes. So Tamir, thank you. Any words of wisdom? You got a lot of words of wisdom. Tamir was at our camp at the college I was coaching at back in the day, and then my coach was his coach. There's a whole lot, 6 degrees of separation, but
I'd love to hear
yeah,
the story.
Tamir's an amazing human. So
And, yeah, I live near the wall, so if you ever come to Jerusalem, we could walk over there together.
Oh,
I'd love to make that happen.
always wanted to go to Jerusalem. Always been fascinated with the history and just the spot itself is so iconic. It's amazing.
Yeah, so just know you have family here now. So whenever you want to come, we're walking distance to King David's tomb
Wow.
and to the wall. So we're right here, and you have family with us. So anytime you want to come over, we're
When
here
did,
for you.
when did you play? I've heard of you. I just
Yeah,
together.
I when I was 17, I was ranked the 25th best player in the country, high school, and I got a scholarship to Maryland, their national championship year. But ultimately, I couldn't play there because I don't play on the Sabbath, the Jewish Sabbath. So I gave him the scholarship back. And Towson University, it's a Division I school, managed to change the schedule for me. And I'm the only person in American sports history to get a Division I scholarship without
Wow.
playing on the Jewish Sabbath.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank God for that.
No, I'm
And
good friends with a baseball player. His name's Sean Green, and he wouldn't play on the Jewish Sabbath either.
right, yeah, I've obviously followed him, and he's legendary.
He's
And then I came over here to Israel and played here professionally for 7 years. And yeah, just heavily involved in the game till today. Um, I guess my only two quick, my Kobe story is there was a kid from Baltimore. I'm originally from Maryland that had a brain tumor. We had the same agent back in the day, and Kobe got right away on a video and sent the kid an unbelievable message, heartfelt message.
Yeah.
kid signed with the Lakers for one day. They do that for kids with cancer. He was one of those kids. That was that story. And then just one story that I think a lot about is my father. I was teaching a basketball camp up in the mountains, in New York mountains, and one morning I woke up. I told my wife, I'm like, I just have a feeling we have to take a long drive today. I'm going to go put the car seats in better because the car seats weren't in so good for the kids because we were just at basketball camp and like the drop off was like almost on a baseball field. It wasn't like we weren't ever going on the main road, so the car seats weren't in so tight. And I woke up that morning and I told my wife, I got to go put the car seats in better. Literally went out there, put the car seats in. And then I coached all morning, came back for lunch break, and my phone rang, and it was my mom, and she's like, "Sit down." I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Your father just passed away," and my father was totally healthy. His heart just stopped at work one day and just passed away. But the reason I shared a story is because there's more worlds out there than we know about. Like our brain and our mind can't, it's hard for us to process past, present, or future, or deeper worlds, or what else is going on. We just kind of know this one world that we're in. But there's there's all these spiritual worlds, and the families are connected to that. And I think like God was giving me like almost like a warning sign that like your father's going to pass away today, even though he's totally healthy. But I'm kind of giving you a signal from almost one of these deeper worlds type of thing. And my mom called up and she's like, "Your father passed away. We got to take a 5-hour drive to Baltimore for the funeral." And I go to my wife and I'm like, "Do you remember I told you we were going to have to take a long drive today?" And she said, "Why? What happened?" I said, "My father passed away. We got to drive 5 hours. The car seats are in tighter, just like I did this morning." And I always remind myself of that story because there's more than our eye. Just because our eye can't see something, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Like
No,
even, so
you tell it, that story reminds me of, my wife, she would have the same dream every night. And she had a dream that she would, I hate to even say it, I can't even say it, but that somebody was, she would catch on fire.
wow.
And that's how, and then
And she would tell it to you?
every night,
Wow.
she just had the same dream. And I'd always say, "Oh, it's okay. It's just, it's okay. It's just a dream." And then, and it happened.
Yeah,
So
and but the same as that, as in the negative side of it, the positive side is then she's still seeing what's going on now and still involved. Like if we know these deeper
yeah,
places exist for the negative, they definitely exist for the positive, is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
It's kind of like
So
when it says, my kids say, "Are there ghosts?" I never say anything. I say, "Hopefully."
yeah, 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 yeah.
Good ghosts.
Yeah.
Good,
If there's ghosts,
exactly.
I say, "Hey, man, if there's scary ghosts, that's a good thing."
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
appreciate, I appreciate you sharing a story. I'm sorry about your dad. That's like I said with Bruce. It's losing your dad is just brutal. I can't. I love my dad. He's everything.
yeah, yeah.
Tamir, I appreciate you, bro. I know it's late, getting late there. Yeah,
Yeah, I love you guys. But seriously, if you ever want to
appreciate it.
come to Jerusalem,
I'd love
we
that. Absolutely.
we have our camp every summer in July. We have a lot of NBA guys come over every year, NBA legends. So and then we also bring a lot of college teams over. We've had Arizona Wildcats, Kansas State, Auburn. Like whenever there's stuff going on, you're always welcome, and we'd love to have you with us.
Thank you, Zimmer. I appreciate it.
All right. God
All
bless
right,
you guys.
brother.
Great to
Talk
see
soon,
you.
man. I appreciate you. Keep
Love
up
and
the great
blessings.
work.
Only
Yeah,
good news.
that's
Appreciate you
right.
guys.
That's it. All right,
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Well, good stuff, man. We haven't.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. Well, a couple times I've done that. I've invited some others, but obviously they're busy, and it's some of it was sort of last minute. But
Oh yeah, go ahead, shoot away.
But let me do a. I don't know what order I'm going to edit. I may put some of the stuff in the on the back end in the what do you call it, the outtakes, and then put some of it on the front end and just bookend it. But yeah, good stuff, man. All right, let's do some formal questions. We'll just have a thoughtful conversation. Let me know what your timeline is, and then we'll
Yeah,
just.
shoot away, shoot away. Wow, Mike, that was
Good timing.
Players. I wasn't expecting that.
Thanks again for joining us today, everyone. Feel free to send me an email to thesportsdeli@gmail.com. Also, check out my link tree. It's /Mike Hootner. Also, like to thank a few people. 40 Tons brand is a socially conscious cannabis brand, and they're doing amazing things. Check them out. We'd also like to thank Moolah Kicks, the first ever female brand basketball shoe in the history of the world. We'd also like to encourage you, if you're having a hard day and if you're feeling like you just don't want to live anymore, all you have to do is dial 988 from any phone, and there will be someone there 24/7, 365. So don't feel like you have to fight this battle alone. Don't forget to do your self-breast and self-testicular exams every month. It's really important, as early detection is the key. Remember, Black Lives Matter. Reach out to your local and state politicians for any individual or group that you feel are being marginalized. Stop the bullying. Stop the Asian hate. Let's end gun violence with common sense laws. Let's be allies for the LGBTQIA+ community. And I challenge those of you in the white space to be anti-racist, to be bridges and vessels, to help bridge the gaps between Black and white America. And remember, until next time, it takes a village, everyone. Much love. Peace.